Hey guys, Marsling here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and happy April Fool's Day to everybody. I'm not doing any kind of weird prank video or anything like that this year. I do think it's kind of pointless. I did one like a few years ago where I pretended that we were switching the channel over to being a Fortnite channel, but the thing is, some of those kind of things, there are ways to make funny jokes on April the 1st, but like, especially when you're just uploading a video, most people are going to be very much aware that the video is going up on the 1st of April. So instead, what I thought I would do for today is have a look back at all of the different April Fool's events and like special pretend game modes that Dokkan has done over the last few years. Because obviously if you've logged into your game already, you'll have seen this year's one is active. It's got a very cool title screen, very cool like intro, funky OST, but we'll get to this year's one a little bit further in. So you can see up on the screen we have the this was the login screen for the Cyberman battle, which was the 2017 April Fool's event. So this was, I guess, it was kind of like it was almost like a cross between like a Tamagotchi and like a Pokemon kind of thing. So you had to raise your own Cyberman to prevail in battle. Newly born Cybermen will evolve into a variety of breeds according to the way you raise them. Just experiment different methods and see if you can grow a Cyberman that can surpass God's existence. So yeah, it looks like a kind of typical screen for like a Pokemon menu or like a Tamagotchi type thing. How you raise your Cybermen determines the way in which they evolve. And then yeah, you could nurture your Cybermen and do battle against your friends. And then you can see here the thrilling Cyberman action. So one-on-one Cyberman battles. So once you think your Cybermen are ready for battle, you can put them in a fight against those of your friends. The way you raise those Cybermen and the amount of love you give them will decide how hard they will fight. They'll probably follow your order if you give them the command, "Hey Cyberman, shoot Kamehameha." Never mind if you lose the battle, just relax and keep raising them. So whether you win or lose, the beautiful memories you share with your Cybermen will always last. That's all that matters. Now you must be quite familiar with this game and what it's about. If not, why not try it for yourself? And then they basically like pretended, well actually yeah, they said it was just a joke for April Fool's Day. It says, "We're sorry we're not able to release the Cyberman battle and make your dreams come true. So here's the like rewards as a compensation." They kind of made out, I think a couple of times, they basically made out that like the actual reward that we ended up getting was essentially like compensation for them not actually doing the new game mode. So this gave us the mass-produced soldier Cyberman. If anyone out there has the time and the patience, I don't know if this is something I would consider doing, I don't know, but like getting these guys to level 10 links. They have a couple of links that are okay, I guess. I mean, they have shocking speed, but yeah, they are... Wait, are they not on any categories? Wow, yeah, this is a super old card, but yeah, they're not on any categories. I wonder if the wiki's just not updated, because you can use this card in the game, so you'd think, if nothing else, they should be on Joined Forces, unless I guess they're saying that the card is literally just a Cyberman, even though it has all the others in the art, and I believe the super attack animation. But there you go, that was 2017's Cyberman battle event. Then the following year, we got the Dragon Ball Z Dolly battle. I think it had a slightly different name in on JP, but the April Fool's Day event for 2018 was basically like a pretend dating sim. So the new dating simulation mode, Dragon Ball Z Dolly Battle. Hang out with the girls from Dragon Ball. Girls from Dragon Ball series will show up in the new function, Dolly Battle. Brienne will help you out in the game, and now let's welcome her for a brief introduction about the new function. So have conversations and go on a date with the girl that you care for. Have conversations with the girls to raise their affinity. You can give them gifts to raise your affinity. You can use the Dragon Radar to collect the scattered Dragon Balls and summon Shenron. Don't feel disappointed even if the girls turn you down. There's always a solution if you make a wish to Shenron. It's kind of a bit creepy if you think about it, but if you state your wish directly to Shenron, shadow dragons might appear and lead you to a bad end. Okay, maybe that's fair, but... So surprises derived from your choices. Depending on the choice you make, there might be surprises that are not in the original series. Oh yeah, so it's showing here you telling Videl that you like long hair more. So pretty on topic for the thing that's come out on JP. Dolly Awakening. So raise affinity for Dolly Awakening to become closer to the girl. So Android 18 doesn't like you at first, but then if you Dolly Awaken her, then she does. And then, yeah, they listed all the girls. A couple of people mentioned, actually, when this first came out, that it was kind of creepy that Pan and Bulla are on here, but Barba's on here as well. There's no information about Pan and Bulla, so maybe they didn't actually put them in, but yeah, that was another... I mean, we know how in any of these like gacha games, especially in Japan, everybody loves their waifus, so this was quite a funny idea for a game mode. And then this, of course, did give a reward as well, which was the Charming Dream Girls, the Dragon Ball heroines. It's actually very unfortunate this wasn't a playable card, because around the time that this came out, Peppy Gals had not received some of the crazy buffs that it has now. So if this was actually a usable card that had like a Peppy Gals leader skill, obviously it would have been on Joined Forces. I know it's a lot of characters on one card, but I mean, we have, after the anniversary on JP, the 6th year, we do have that Team Universe 7 card now. We've got the Team Bardock LR. So we've got a lot of cards that have multiple characters on now, more so than like 2. But yeah, unfortunately, this was just a trophy card. So if you were playing it around then, this will be sat in your box. But I believe it's in the same section that like the Hercule statues and the Kais are. So a little bit unfortunate that it wasn't a usable card. But that was the reward from Dolly Battle. So the next year, we had the 8-bit retro event. The, what's it called? Like Butoden Battle or something. Because on Global, they just translated it to retro mode. So obviously this one is really cool. A lot of people were really impressed by this because pixel art is really cool anyway, I think. And you can take some really cool like images and make them into really cool looking pixel art. So the whole theme of this was kind of cool. The idea of Dokkan being given a retro makeover. So you got the Vegeta. This old-fashioned look rather suits you, Vegeta. Quest events and maps are all pixelated. So obviously this was the map from the actual event that they put into the game. The World Tournament building in the background has the like Game Boy sort of effect as well. And then exclusive information. So using a classic sort of Game Boy or like NES kind of secret code. Enter the secret command to unlock secret characters. And this was supposedly how you would unlock the secret characters. So these were the loading screens for the old school. It's like so reminiscent of like an old Game Boy game. It was great. And then of course, not actually a real thing. So the compensation was the retro Goku and Vegeta cards, which of course now with this year have been given an Awakening and an Easy A and are pretty solid. They've awakened all the way from 8-bit to 16-bit now. So the artwork again on them is pretty awesome if you're into that old sort of pixel art kind of stuff. So very, very cool. And I know the Vegeta, maybe more so than the Goku, is actually pretty good for some of the teams that he's on. But obviously we'll do videos for those guys later on. So the 8-bit one was very cool. Then we move on to last year. So we had the Dokkan Battle Race. You can see the animated intro screen here. This one was really cool. This is super high quality, the way they did this. So obviously this is supposed to be aping on things like Mario Kart, where you can pick a whole bunch of the different characters. They all have their own vehicle. So Goku has the Nimbus, Frieza has his pod. The idea of Tao having a column. So like the idea is that at the start of the race, he just launches a column and jumps on. And yeah, it somehow goes all the way around the track multiple times. Like, I think that's great. Roshi has the turtle. And then I think this one, yeah, they updated this a couple of times, like, as it was going on. So you've got, like, some of the different menus. They put a lot of work into some of these things, which is, it's kind of cool. Like, it's partly, like, a shame, I guess, that these things are not... I don't know if I'd want them to be real game modes, because, you know, I don't really play Dokkan to play, like, a racing mode, but it's, like, a shame that they put a lot of effort into making all of these, like, loading screens and all of this, like, advertisement for these pretend modes. They put a lot of work into them, and they look really good and, like, kind of polished, but obviously they are not actually real, so committed to the joke. But Bulma wins the race overall. And so the reward for that year was this Youth Bulma. She's actually not bad. Like for a full Peppy Gals team, I know a lot of people, you could use a Super Int Peppy Gals team to beat Super Int Extreme Super Battle Mode. And this Bulma, sorry, is okay. She's got a reasonable amount of stats, nothing too crazy, but she does have a built-in chance to dodge. Obviously, if I'm in that particular team build, you wouldn't be running her with a Youth Goku, but when you are, she basically auto-supers and she gets a much bigger buff. So I think I remember doing a showcase video for her when she first came out last year, and she's not terrible. So if you were new to the game, she's actually not really that bad of a unit at all. And so then we move on to this year. So let's get this up on the screen here. Okay, so here we go. This is this year's title screen, the Dokkan of the Dead. The artwork for this is great. So obviously this is taken from the Fusion Reborn. Obviously all the stuff going on in Hell with Janemba and Pycon. Very appropriate for Global, of course, considering that that is the Dokkan Fest that comes out tomorrow. But yeah, let's watch this intro along with the great OST that comes along with it. The zombies. It's funny because it seems like a Halloween event, but like I said, it's super relevant to Global. But so what's happening? How come the dead all came back to life? They'll wreak havoc in the city if we don't do something. And then it's almost like a random battle style, kind of like a Final Fantasy thing. So aim for the target and attack. So pick the zombie that you want to attack, swipe the screen, and fire a first-person key blast. So I'm assuming it's kind of a theme, a rip on like House of the Dead, because originally it made me think of like Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, like the movies. But obviously House of the Dead were the first-person shooter like arcade games. And obviously it has that sort of first-person effect where you swipe up the screen to fire key blasts. And then it teases the Frieza, because obviously if you remember from Fusion Reborn, there's a bit where Frieza and a whole bunch of villains from like other movies and like the Ginyu Force are there and stuff. And they appear like Gohan. Frieza doesn't recognize Gohan, and then Gohan just basically one-shots Frieza. So, but yeah, that's the intro theme. So if we go back over to the wiki here, so there isn't a specific like reward tied to the event, it seems, this time, but it does cross over with this unit here. So this is a free-to-play Great Saiyaman and Videl that is coming out. According to the wiki, this comes out tomorrow. Starts off as a just base Great Saiyaman and then awakens into Great Saiyaman and Videl. This unit has the super attack animation that you see in part of that intro trailer. So it's like the first person view of him throwing the key blast out. That is in this unit's super attack. So you would think if you just saw all the information about this guy and nothing to do with the April Fool's event thing, this guy ties in with the Videl Dokkan Fest that's out on JP now. Because this unit does have the free-to-play leader skill for the Defenders of Justice category. But this is also coming to Global, although for some reason only tomorrow. So I don't know if they'll announce it on Global tomorrow as if it is like the compensation for the Dokkan of the Dead mode. But this does also mean that the Defenders of Justice category is coming to Global tomorrow. Because obviously it just came out on JP with Videl being the full actual category leader, but this means that it is coming out on Global tomorrow. I was kind of thrown off for a second. They must have updated it in the files, and therefore they've updated the wiki, because when we first saw the translations for Videl, it was translated as Ally of Justice, but the wiki says Defenders of Justice, so I'm assuming that is what the global name is going to be. So these guys are actually pretty good as well. They got fairly decent stats. They get a whole bunch of extra attack when attacking extreme class, so that's probably where you would use them the most, I guess. They get a bunch of built-in crit per Defenders of Justice category on the team, and then they also give 3 key and 18% attack and defense and 18% chance to crit, which is pretty decent, especially for like a free-to-play team. So we'll have to do a video, because we're not going to have the Videl. I'll do a video on like the actual full like free-to-play Defenders of Justice team. That'll be quite interesting. But even on JP, these guys would be kind of interesting to run on your team. So there you go. That is all of the special game modes. Shout out to Yamcha, the dead Yamcha cards. They were from the previous year, right before the start of these ones, but they didn't come with like a pretend game mode advertised in the way that these ones were. So these are the ones that I wanted to focus on in this video. Each one came with their own campaign. clearly, as we saw from going through the wiki stuff, like a bunch of work went into making these pretend campaigns. So I do think this kind of stuff is cool. I was thinking about yesterday, like, is that double-edged sword thing of April Fools, because if you never went online, like you didn't look at like the data mine stuff getting posted on Twitter, so you didn't know any of this stuff was coming, and I guess to be fair you'd probably have to just not know about April Fools in general, but like loading it up into the game and seeing that intro and not having any idea what it was, like it has this certain aspect of like surprise and just being really cool, but it is all just a pretend event. So to end wise, I think I said this at the very beginning of the video, but yeah, make sure don't believe any announcements that you see today. If you see any announcements that like your favorite games, animes or movies are getting like sequels, or games getting movie adaptations, movies getting games and all that kind of stuff, remember to take all of that with a pinch of salt. I think nowadays most companies would probably never make an actual legitimate announcement today, but I guess that would be kind of a funny way of sneaking in a legitimate announcement, but no one would believe it at first, so it would kind of come as like a surprise. I don't know, but yeah, just don't believe any stuff that you see posted today. So let me know which one down below was your favorite. Let me know what you think of all the different reward cards and stuff, and yeah, hopefully you have a good day. Don't get fooled into thinking something you really wanted to come out was actually going to be a thing. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.